Year after year, superstars come and go, but there seems to be only one dominant WWE superstar at the biggest stage of them all, WrestleMania. Yes, Undertaker, I am talking to you. But more importantly to me, I was born on the first annual of WWF Survivor Series.
My top 3 wrestlers of the decade. Now, what I base this on is the 3 wrestlers whom have made me want to watch the wrestling product the most. I'm not a fan of today's wrestling. I'm not a Dave Meltzer mark. I'm not a fan of AEW. I'm not a fan of today's WWE. But I have watched some wrestling this decade. I did watch every WrestleMania, a number of Survivor Series, a number of the Royal Rumbles, SummerSlams. You get the picture. I've been a very part-time wrestling fan this decade, and I thought it'd be fun to name my top 3 wrestlers that I believe have been the greatest performers this decade. Number 3, Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey has been my favorite women's wrestler of this decade. I thought her greatest match ever was at the Survivor Series 2018 with Charlotte. I thought she sold her behind off in that match. And to me, that match stole the show at that year's Survivor Series. And Ronda Rousey, like with Brock Lesnar, has that believability factors there. And she's a very underrated in-ring worker too. And she can cut a damn good promo as well. So to me, Ronda Rousey is my number 3 and my personal favorite women's wrestler of this decade. Number 2, I'm going to go with CM Punk, the greatest fighter in the world. I'm joking there, but CM Punk, before Brock Lesnar returned, CM Punk was the guy that made me interested, made me want to watch wrestling again following the John Cena nonsense. I couldn't stand wrestling with John Cena on top, and that's why I became a part-time fan. CM Punk and his promos, and his infamous one in 2011, drew me back into wrestling a little bit. So CM Punk is my number 2. And he had a match at SummerSlam 2013 with my number 1 wrestler of the decade. And that match was probably the greatest wrestling match of this decade, in my opinion. My number 1 pick is Brock Lesnar. He is legitimate. He is an underrated performer. He sells better than anybody. People will bring up Dolph Ziggler. No, Brock Lesnar sells much better than Dolph Ziggler. Brock Lesnar is the most underrated performer, perhaps, of all time. He's in my top 10 wrestlers list of all time. I've done that before. And Brock Lesnar has drawn me into wrestling more than anybody. And to me, that is whom should be named as the greatest wrestler of this decade. He's been in so many moments this decade. His return in 2012, massive pop. He ended the Undertaker streak, most shocking WrestleMania moment of all time. His feud with the Undertaker was really entertaining. And he's had several more moments. He destroyed John Cena at SummerSlam 2014. That was a fun match to watch. His match, like with CM Punk, I mentioned, the match of the decade, in my opinion. He's really elevated the wrestling product. Without Brock Lesnar, I wouldn't be sitting here in this chair talking about wrestling today. I wouldn't be. So to me, in my opinion, this old school wrestling fan, Brock Lesnar is the greatest wrestler, bar none, of this decade.